Hey, Sunstar, how you doing?
Evening all.
Hey, Dominic.
Been able to resurrect the laptop that I have, but I've got a purchase order in on something, so that should be even better.
Well, good.
Dunstar, Dre, Jonathan, good evening all.
Is that
Laura,
you playing in the background?
me, that should be even better. Dunstar, what the hell? Jonathan, good
Oh,
evening.
that's coming from you, Paul. 'Cause your box is
Coming
lighting
from
up.
me?
Yeah,
Not
your
me.
box is lighting up.
Because I've got it turned off. Let me
It's
see.
somewhere on there. So what ended up being wrong with it, Dominic? Oh, he just froze. There goes Dominic.
Dominic froze.
Yep, there went his damn internet again.
Hello, Dominic.
You shut
Yeah,
up,
he
Lori.
did freeze.
How that goes. Just
Oh,
Now
waiting
you're
for it
back.
to leave it now.
you were frozen for like 45 seconds.
Me?
Yeah.
Uh,
What?
okay.
So what's wrong with your computer?
Just I don't know. I just left it off for about 24 hours. I think age is finally catching up on it. I left it for 24 hours, left it plugged in, and then it suddenly came to life. So
Hmm.
I doubt that it's going to last much longer, but just hope it lasts a couple of days.
You got
It was
something
off for
lined up?
about 48 hours. I just hope, as I said, I hope it lasts just a couple of days until until this thing gets delivered.
Oh, what are you getting? Yeah, you got something coming. What is it? New M4 chip? Huh?
M3,
Oh, nice. iMac? Or was it a
uh,
uh,
MacBook, same
MacBook?
size, MacBook 13.
Nice.
Yeah, as I said, hope this lasts a couple of days because it's a lot easier to use than putting an iPad up.
At least you got something coming though, so that's good.
Yeah, it was just
Are
what
you
they had
doing?
on offer. I thought, yeah,
Oh, did you go to one of those places to get the monthly thing? You just pay a little monthly fee on it.
but unfortunately, I'm going to get heavily slapped with
You're gonna
interest.
pay.
That's any
Yeah,
trouble.
you're gonna pay more than it's. Yeah,
Yeah,
but the upside is you get it something new. So
yeah,
and you don't have to pay it all up front because those things aren't cheap. So
yeah. Going to cost probably another $1,000 worth of interest. So
up
yeah,
JD. But I mean that computer is what, like you said, 7, 8 years old. I mean it's
well, it's a
lifetime.
2015. I got it in 2000. I was given it. It was donated by a friend in 2017. I think so. It was already 2 years old. Yeah,
Time to definitely
got it
upgrade.
in. It was given.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it was given to me about this time, 2017. So 7 years ago. Yeah, it was donated by a friend.
You definitely
Well,
got your. Yeah, you
not
definitely
totally
got.
donated. I did have to buy him lunch.
Well, yeah, you got your money's worth out of it though. 7 years is a long
Yeah,
time.
I
So,
paid 25 Australian dollars for it. I think
well, what's
I
good
think
too
certainly
is
got
that.
my money's worth out of it.
Well, what's good too, as long as you're paying payments on that, it's under some kind of warranty too, right? Like,
Yeah, and
like
I think I'm not totally sure, but I think you might be able to, um, once you've paid off, you might, or get close to paying it off, you might be able to, um, return it or upgrade or go on an upgrade path.
good, that'd be fun for you.
Hmm,
You're gonna notice a huge difference from a,
yeah,
9-year-old
definitely.
laptop to a
Yeah,
new one.
I think it was JD because I seemed to move a few things around and left it on for a while and left it because it was completely dead. Put my charger in there and it didn't charge, and then about 24 hours later, it suddenly the charge cable, which has a little LED, orange LED on it, suddenly just came to life. And then I heard some movement, and then played around with some of the reset keystrokes.
Probably
Yes,
either,
I do, Cool Cat. I
yeah,
will
he's
stay iOS.
well, I mean, it's either that power. It could be either the power supply or the battery. But if it's the battery, it's probably almost not worth fixing, to be honest.
Mm,
So being that old too, like if it was only like a year or two old, it'd be worth diagnosing and trying to fix it. But like it's
mm.
a 9-year-old laptop.
Yeah, as I said, I played with it. I deleted some of the stuff on the hard drive. It did a hardware reset, and it is what it is at the moment. We'll see how that pans out. Other than that,
At least you know it's coming. Couple days.
yeah, they said it'd be during the week. The you pay one payment, and you pay an additional one to start, and then they just basically give you a line of credit rather than just a just the actual laptop itself. So if I can pay more if I want, but I've still got to stick with it at least a minimum.
Yeah, it's kind of like the two companies we have over here. The major ones is Aaron's and Rent-A-Center. They that's what they do. They you can go in there and get something. Now you're gonna pay more than it's worth,
Yeah, I
only
know.
because if you don't have the money to put up front for it
Yeah,
and you can afford
it's
the
as I
monthly
said,
payment.
it's a line of credit. You're paying a higher interest percentage,
Oh, for sure.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Now, do they have that thing
uh,
where if you pay it off by, like, if you meet a certain amount, a minimum amount, by like the first 4 or 5 months, you can pay it, you can get a deal on it? Because like Aaron's and Rent-A-Center do that over here. Like, say it's $1,000 item, they'll tell you if you pay 500 on it within the first 4 months, you can get it for that price instead of having to pay the full 1,000. They'll give
mm,
you the more of a normal price on it than the
yeah,
crazy ass double
and
payment or double time
what I
price that you end
liked
up
about
paying.
it, it was all online. I actually was able to sign up on my phone. I went there, typed everything, went through all the financial statements, and just within about an hour and a half, they gave me a sum. They said you can spend this amount per week, and that was fine. Didn't have to phone anybody. It was all done. It was all done online, so that was good.
Yeah, here too, they don't actually even, like, they give you obviously like a form of line of credit, but they don't actually do credit checks on you.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
what it pretty
they
much
didn't
is
do.
you have it out on a lease, and then if you don't pay
Yeah,
it,
yeah. It's
they can
like a
come
high,
take it from you.
like the good old fashioned hire purchase.
Right.
You just had to prove. I just had to prove that I had money coming in, and the money going out was substantially less. And then,
They don't even ask for that. They pretty
Oh,
much will just give
they
you.
asked the bank, they asked for bank statements and things like that.
Oh, they don't.
And then they just,
Aaron's doesn't even ask for that. They'll give you the item, and then if as long as you're paying on it, they don't give a shit. And then if you don't pay on it, and a
Yeah.
certain amount of time goes by, from what I've heard, they could actually show up with the cops and like get it back. But like,
yeah,
because
it,
it's on
it is
lease.
registered as a under
Is
the
there-
personal property scheme, meaning
Mhm.
they own it, but you're leasing it off them. Yeah. But and I did because I just looked up Apple laptops, and then I did look up and saw what drones they had, and typed in DJI, and they have they and the strange thing is they have a Mini 2 SE, nothing in between, and a Mavic 3 Classic. So they only had two of them. So I can't get the Mini SE, but I thought the interest I'm going to be paying on the if I did go a Mavic 3 Classic, the interest was almost 1.5 times. Not 1.5 times. It'd be 50% on top of it. Basically, I could get with the interest I paid, I could get a Mini 4 Pro Flymore combo with the interest. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'll think about that at a later date.
Yeah, and you don't need a Mini 2 SE. You already got a Mini 2.
No, I already got the Mini 2.
That'd be pointless. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's
What's up,
Joe.
y'all?
What's
Good.
up?
Hey, Joe.
I am gonna do a short, an Adrian short, where I'm gonna take this Apple computer outside and shoot it.
Sounds like a
I'm
plan.
done with it.
I don't know. Cool Cat was just in here talking about how he loves his Apple.
Well,
this
you're all,
Apple
look,
got a worm in it or something.
Joe. Look, you're always on your PC when you're on the live stream. You only really use that to run your camera for the live stream. So just set up a camera on a tripod right there, hook it into your computer, and get rid of that Apple out off of it.
Yeah, I might do that eventually.
Or just change your perspective.
Get me a 57-inch monitor on this side and work the 57 on this side and the 32 on this side for the stream.
Yeah. Go ahead and get that. You can get that same one that well, no, you need to go on Amazon. You can get that open box of what Jason just.
Yeah.
That one, they've been dropping the price on it like crazy. I've seen it as low as 700 recently.
Yeah, that's work. That work. I just put on a new credit card. That's what I did. Nope.
Oh, you don't have an Amazon credit card?
Yeah, I got one. I use it
I was
for
about to
certain
say.
things. Yeah, I tell you what happened with that. I went an Amazon credit card and asked them to up it, just balance it out and put it like I think 300 on it extra. About a month ago, and it came back and it said wasn't approved. And I said, what? Like this? Then I went on that Venmo. They offered me a credit card the same day, same company.
Mhm.
And I said, yeah, let me do the Venmo because I don't have the debit card for Venmo anymore. And it gave me $10,000.
Wow.
So I was like, so that one's locked up in my safe behind everything. So I'll forget about it.
Oh, oh, Joe.
Nope,
Yeah,
don't show me
false.
nothing.
Yeah, showing
Hold on,
something.
hold on.
Let's get Joe to spend.
Look at that
I am
open
not-
box on
Look at here,
Amazon
Joe. There you
Warehouse for $663.
You are not.
Yeah, there it
Look
is.
at that.
That's
there's
it.
There's Jason's monitor right there for
I
$663.
guarantee you.
$663.
Open box. Come on, dude. You know you want it.
No, you are not. You're not living through me spending.
Okay, I'm gonna keep sending the link every hour.
Like I told Johnny, he can't peer pressure me in the manual FPV. Not happening.
You don't need to go back to the whole 3D printing fiasco, huh?
Nope.
I don't need one of those. I'll never get one.
Yeah, that was a rabbit hole. I'm trying to be careful with.
Little
I'm doing
Mama
pretty
Laura
good with it.
says,
I'm not
Joe,
spending a lot of
Joe,
money.
Joe, shut up, Joe, 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 Joe.
What? Okay, Laura, you know, I really hate to do this, Laura. Okay? I really hate to. You can see the stream, right? Laura, you can see it, right? I have something for you.
Little middle finger.
That's for you, Laura. Keep telling me to shut up.
There's the finger on the front.
I have been waiting for that all day.
We back.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
classic movie clip.
And I have it coming off the front leg so it looks better.
Let me spotlight you.
That's for you, Laura. Shut up, Laura. Shut
Well,
up, Laura. Shut up, Jim.
you should have made the hand and finger a different color.
Yeah, I'm thinking about painting it different.
Like the hand and the finger should be whiter.
What's she mouthing off now? Yeah, all I got to do is that. She can see it very well. I'm going to send the file to David so David can print on one.
Laura says no, she's blind. Send her the file.
On his way.
Paul, Joe, Justin, Dominic, Laura, Jonathan.
Go.
Hey, Mark, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Yep. So we've been raining all day here.
Michael. No, it's been nice and sunny. JD.
Yeah, a lot of people that were here on here now.
Laura wants to print an army of llamas.
There
Right.
you go.
Sunstar.
She's not here right now.
What? Sunstar? She was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Jonathan Jackson.
Don't even know what she's called. Other than Sunstar.
Send Laura. Where is Laura?
Been watching the women's American Women's Open golf at Lancaster, wherever that is.
I was watching the LSU game today against Wofford in the NCAA series. LSU's losing 2-0. Come back, scored a run. They came back, scored a run, and LSU took over. Wound up doing a walk off in the bottom of the ninth. Won it 4-3. Defending national champs. Stop. Stop walking. That's how they've been playing all year, waiting to the end to win. Says stop walking.
Which one is that?
That's Logan. Said I'm doing my job.
Your son working?
No, he's getting ready to go.
Oh,
Works 6 to 6 tonight.
what? Friday night, 6 to 6. He'll probably be busy.
6 to 6 the next 3 days. I'm gonna fire you. He looked at me and went, just doing my job. It's overhang threshold. Yeah, send it to you, Laura. Yeah, I wanted to go fly. Didn't have a chance.
Laura's already telling Justin to check his email.
Hey. Check your messages, please. I did get something though, Paul.
What'd you get? Oh, some Boston creams.
Boston creams.
All right.
I went up to had to go pay a bill and past the rallies. I said, wait, it's early enough. I got that little bakery's gonna be open because they close at 1 o'clock. I
Oh,
ran to the bakery and they have what they call a collage. And what it is, it's like a pastry, almost like a crescent roll. And they stuff it with like Italian sausage and all kind of stuff. And they've got one that's got the boudin, the Cajun boudin stuff. So I bought 3 of those instead of stopping at rallies. And I bought 2 of those, 2 of the donuts.
all right.
It's like $1.50 a piece for the donuts. So that's not bad. And then the other ones were $3 for, well, it's like a crescent roll stuffed with Cajun boudin. And that's
Joe, don't forget to
stuff's good.
share with Paul.
Uh, yeah, they got a neighbor walking around outside talking, so he's barking.
Well, he just wants to talk to the neighbor.
First, you do it once, okay, but you
Yeah, he hears the kids walking outside now.
Oh, really?
hit it harder.
Does Laura have any of the kids? Laura, you have any of the kids this weekend? I thought she was getting the older one, isn't she? Was it Hannah? I thought this was Hannah's weekend. I know David was looking forward to Hannah coming.
Dave is gonna say, shut up, Paul.
Those highlights was only about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, Paul, I noticed something with Loki though, like last night I reached down to pet him and he kind of cringes a little bit. And I say, Loki, nobody hit you here like that, and I pet him, right? And then he gets real friendly again, like he always does. And I looked over at Justin, I said, when you were over there, was Brittany beating on him
Faster waiting.
like that?
Yeah,
She says, yeah, Brittany would get mad at him if he peed on the floor and beat him.
gosh.
Oh,
So
crap.
he's been over here for 2 years without being hit on or anything. But if you reach over towards him, he kind of jerks a little bit, like he doesn't know if he's trying to get hit or what. He must have been beat.
Yep.
For this
You
round,
know,
probably
nobody gonna beat you here. You're not gonna. Ian telling you to stop barking, not gonna beat you.
they said it was close, but it was still fair.
Yeah, he's the sweetest thing,
He
you know. But it's just, I'm glad he's here.
Well, yeah, that's your extended family.
Yeah, because I know the way I treat him, I know he's got to be happy, and he's taken care of.
I don't know.
Now we
what
got to
I'll-
get.
I don't know what I'll do without Mia here. But sad part is she's getting older.
Yeah. Well, he's 10. He's 10. Cleo's gonna be 9, gonna be 8, and Tino's gonna be 9 very shortly. But now I need to get that property so that I got that yard so I could just put them out there and let them run. They would have so much fun out there. You see, he's underneath my feet, just sitting right here.
Let's see. Mia was 5 years old in 2017. It's estimated. 5
Yeah.
years old.
So that's 7 years, 12.
Yep.
Yeah, Precious was we were told Precious was 8 when we got her in 2019. So she'll be 13 this year.
Yeah, the ironic thing is when Brittany comes over here, he just wants to be all over her. You know, because that's technically her dog, you know?
Yep. Well, he misses her.
Starting to get chilly outside again. Hi, Randy.
Yep, that's right. Animals never forget.
Yeah,
They forgive but never forget, he said.
yeah, it's true. I told him, I said, you're a good boy. I went, no barking like that. And I went, shh. He looked at me and he went, "Rrr." a little real small, And I said, okay. So he went and he's sitting on the sofa, just sitting on the sofa, laying there looking at me. And it's like he's smiling, You good, you're a good boy. He'll just sit there and watch me, Because it's raining right now around. It's not
Oh, is
raining
it?
a lot, but every once in a while you hear a little thunder. So I got two of them right next to me, and he's over there. Because
So
we
the
had a
other
good
two, the
lightning.
other two don't like thunder or lightning?
Well, they never had an issue with that. So I had that crazy man that lived downstairs that I walked through here. As soon as I'd walk, he started beating on the ceiling. And when he started making all that noise, they were feeling it, and then they got scared. Anytime they hear lightning, any kind of thunder, anything that makes a little rumble, they get scared. It's like he only did that a few days, and I wound up getting him kicked out of the apartment downstairs, and he wound up having to go to a third floor because he was aggravated. He was aggravating everybody who was around. They made him move to a third floor apartment so nobody would be above him.
So it wasn't just you.
Well, it wasn't me. And I was walking down the stairs one day, and I had a water bottle in my hand that looks like a bottle, and he was moving, and he looked at me and said something. I turned around, looked at him, he looked at my hand, took off running into his apartment. I told him, "Yeah, keep running." I said, "You can look through the peephole." I said, "I'll come over there and pull you through the peephole." I said, "Mouth off to me." I said, "I got no time for you." But the ironic part about it, the time that he did it that got him in trouble was that they were out in the pool about midnight. A bunch of kids were out in the pool, so I called the police and told the police, hey, because they told us that if the people in the pool at midnight, because it closes at 10, call the police, let them get them out. Because I went down there one day after coming off of work about 11:30 at night, and a whole bunch of cars pulled in, a whole bunch of teenagers started walking towards the pool. So I walked over towards the pool, and I had my black Pizza Hut shirt on, and all you could see is the logos on, but you couldn't tell what it was. And I walked over to the pool, and I said, the pool's closed at 10 o'clock. And I said, do y'all live here? And he said, yeah, we do. I said, well, where? What apartments? And one of the guys I saw him climb the fence to open the thing. And he comes over and he opens the door because it opens from the inside, but you can't reach to it. You got to climb the fence to get to it. So he opens it up and says, yeah, I live here. I said, then why'd you climb the fence? I said, if you live here, you can only have 2 guests prior to 10 o'clock at night. And he's about twice my size, and he starts walking up to me. And he gets about a foot from me. And I said, dude, let me explain something to you. I said, you got a lot of friends right here. You're about to be embarrassed. I said, so you need to just back off a little bit. And he just looks at me and says, really? I said, yeah, try me. I said, try me. I mean it. This was about 10 years ago. I said, try me. I dare you. And 2 of the girls said, come on, we don't need to go swimming. Come on, let's go. And he walked away and he started to mumble and said, and I walked behind him all the way, right? And I walked over and I took pictures of all the license plates. He said, what are you doing? I said, I'm gonna call the police and let them know that these license plates were the ones here. Y'all don't live here. So when y'all come back here, y'all be trespassing. And he just looked at me, started to get out the car, and they said, don't get out the car. Like that. And I was just I told him, I said, dude, you don't want to be embarrassed in front of all your friends. Just go. And about that time, one of the people that runs the apartments come walking out, and she came on and says, you got it? I said, yeah, I got it. They're leaving. But that's how it used to be here. Everybody, if anything started, other neighbors would come out and run them too. but you don't hear them but there was somebody, like I said, one night about 10 o'clock, but it was about midnight in the pool. So I called the police. He came out, knocked on it. He says, yeah, I'm getting ready to run him out. And he knocked on my door, and the guy downstairs started beating on the ceiling. And he said, what's that? I said, that stupid ass downstairs beating on the ceiling because he hears noise up here. He said, I'll be right back. He went downstairs, knocked on the door, and gave him crap. So then the next day, we told the apartment complex, and he wound up having to move.
So is he in the same complex?
Yeah, he's on the other side. He's on the other side on the third floor.
Is he still
Is-
a problem over there, do you know?
Well, there's nobody above him. Let's put it that way. So he
Okay.
can't complain. Yeah, he's over there. But they told me, they said, yeah, we got a complaint that it's about you. And they said, as long as you've been here, we know there's no complaint. There's something wrong. And they said, yeah. I said, well, where was he before? And they told me, and I said, well, did he get a complaint? He said, yeah, he got a complaint before too. I said, okay, there you go. But it got fixed real fast. I told the woman, they got new people downstairs. The dad's got Alzheimer's. He's really bad. And the daughter's taking care of him. And she told me the other day, she said, I don't know how much longer I could keep him here because it's getting to be the point where she can't handle him like that because he can't drive another, but he wants to get out and walk around thinking he's got to go somewhere. And she tells him, no, you don't have anywhere to go. And he says, yeah, I'm supposed to be driving somewhere like that. So she's got her keys locked up where he can't get to a car. And then the other day, he thought that she was his wife, not the daughter. And she said, no, I'm your daughter, like that. And he was trying to get all lovey with her. And she says, that's just starting. So I'm going to have to do something.
Yeah,
I said, yeah, you're going to have a problem.
not good.
I said, you're going to have to make a decision here. I said, I'll find somebody that can take care of him here, you know.
Yeah, my mate's dad got Alzheimer's and he refused to believe that his wife was his wife because she was old and his wife was young because that's all he could remember.
Yeah. Yep.
He used to come home and find him hiding underneath the table.
Wow. You know, the girl downstairs, she's a registered nurse. You know, she makes good money. And it was about a week ago. She said, yeah, I really got to make a decision. She goes, because she rented the place for 6 months just to see how it would be. And she's in it now for about 5. She says, I think what's going to happen is we're going to wind up putting them in somewhere that assisted living where they can take care of them.
Yeah,
She says, I hate to do it. She goes, because it's my dad, you know. I said, yeah, I understand. I said, but you have to go on with what you're doing. And if it's better for him, you know, because it's not better for you right now. I said, but I said, I never had to do that. When my mother got my dad was at home when he died. When my mother got real sick, my sister said, she bring her over to us. And she went into my sister's house.
Thing is that with Alzheimer's, if they do put him somewhere like that, he won't remember that they've done it.
Oh yeah, he's not gonna know. Because like I said, my uncle had it, and my brother-in-law had it. My sister took care of my brother-in-law for like 14 years with Alzheimer's. She stopped being a professor, stopped doing everything she was doing for work, and just stayed home and took care of him. And used money she had she started cashing in retirements and everything
sure.
to do all of this. And
Yeah.
she said he was, for the last 8 years, he was in a bed, couldn't get out of a bed because he was just, he couldn't do it. And she had to turn him, had to do everything. And she said she could honestly say that he never had a bed sore. He was always clean, everything. And she said she was not going to send him anywhere to where he would get one or anything, you know? But it was like almost 12 to 14 years that she took care of him like that. Yeah, that's a sad illness. Yep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Precious has got Alzheimer's. Because 5 minutes after you've fed her, she's forgotten you've fed her.
Well, that's
Well,
not a
that's-
sure sign, but yeah, that's an indication. Because 10 minutes after I've eaten, I can't remember if I eat or not.
No, in her case, because she's always hungry.
Mia, she gets fed twice a day. So usually once in the morning and once just before I do my show. And so I got to go out to do my show and I'm looking. So in order to remember whether or not I fed her, I had to look at her pill container. So the PM pills were still there, so she didn't get fed. So I fed her real quick before we came on.
Well, I've got all her tins of dog food stacked up, so I know which tin isn't there, and I know which tin is there, so I know whether I fed her or not. Because if I go like they stacked up in rows of 6 when I buy a 12 box. So she got 4 different flavors and they stacked up. And there's 4 loaf and 4 jelly. So I give her a jelly when I get up at dinner time. And she has a loaf when about 7 o'clock at night. And then she has about 4 or 5 treats during the day. Just to shut her up.
Joe, how is your special treats doing? Are they getting used to them or?
Yeah, and actually it's working. The ones I was gonna send back look like
Yep.
they're working now. So I'm not sending them back, it looks like, for that price. As long as it's working, you know?
Well, yeah, as long as they were taking them. You said that he'd spit them out and one of the other dogs would eat it.
Oh, he likes them now. 'Cause I just got the other one in that cost $18 and it's sitting over there brand new. Think about sending that one back and getting, cause they haven't opened it. Sending that one back and just getting $8. Cause it's working. I think it took a transition when I gave it to him just to get used to the difference.
Are you on live stream?
Yeah.
I need you to mute it.
Oh, if he spits it out and the other ones then eat it, he's gonna start eating it when he realizes that the other ones like it.
Oh, yeah. I want one of them Boston creams, but I'm gonna wait till later. I'm gonna wait till I eat one of them kolaches. And then I'll have that one like for dessert. So now the jury trial for Hunter Biden starts on Monday. They were saying that they think it's a possibility that they may do a plea deal. I don't think they ought to offer him a plea deal, because when they tried to do a plea deal, they were trying to backdoor everything, and the judge caught it. Where he couldn't be convicted on anything other than, once they did the plea, nothing else could be brought up, anything, the laptop, anything. So I don't think she should, I don't think she'll accept the plea deal.
What's that? Drugs charges mainly.
Well, it's on the fact, it's the gun, he bought a gun, and he put on the form that he had never been addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
So he lied on the form, and that's a federal offense.
Right.
And now he's saying, I didn't mark that. Somebody must have marked it for me. You know, oh, bullshit. You know what I mean? You don't want, you got to fill it out. And and the form's on paper anymore. Now you hand it an iPad, you got to fill out. And they can't fill it out. You got to fill it out. If you can't fill it out, you can't get a gun.
Huh.
You know, before it was the same way with the paperwork. They handed you the paperwork. If it wasn't complete, you didn't get it submitted. You had to complete it.
Well, how do they deal with people like, for instance, like Kate, who's dyslexic and can't read the form?
Well, if you can't read the form, you can't fill it out. So guess what that means? You can't, you cannot, if I was there with my son and I'm telling him what to put on there, they will stop the sale.
Hmm.
And then they'll turn around and they could actually have me charged. I can't remember what they call it, but I could be charged for, they could call it fraudulent something. I can't remember what it is.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's,
mean,
that's the one thing about it. You gotta,
I can understand
okay.
them sell me a gun because I'm registered blind, but Kate can see everything. She just can't read words because she's
Right.
dyslexic.
Okay.
I
Here we
mean,
go with
even
that thunderstorm again.
like when she's got something and she's asking me what it says, and she's reading out and spelling the word, I've got to think and translate it in my own head because some letters she says a different letter for because that's what it looks like to her.
Yeah, in that case, I think it'd be okay. If you're just translating or helping that way, they explaining what it is. But
yeah,
but if you say, yeah, it says this, just mark that, say no. Then you stepped over that line.
Mm.
Then they'll what they actually say is, well, they're assuming that he's buying it for you and you can't get it.
Mm.
That's how they look at it here.
Yeah.
Okay, we got lightning in all over the place right now. I hope this is the last one this weekend because I want to go fly tomorrow. Y'all okay? I got all three of them around me. Cleo's behind me. He's on the side, and Tino's just laying down chilling. You don't care.
Mm.
Yeah, Loki's sitting up now, looking outside. Cleo is behind me, kind of cowering in the corner, and Tino's laying over there on his side, just snoring away. He don't care. All stretched out on the side. He's good. But they're all within about a foot of me.
There you go, Joe. There's a short in the chat for you. I just did for your Apple computer.
Yeah, I'm afraid to look at it, but I will.
No, it's funny as hell. I'll
I'll
know
put
the
it on
movie
another
when
computer.
you see the clip.
Yeah, it's funny. I like that. He got doing a drop kick on
Uh,
it. I like the song goes well with it. That's kind of how I feel about it right now. Go get that samurai sword I got in the back and hit it a couple times.
Did you ever see the sketch by the two Ronnies about computers and phone? Well, it was about phones mainly.
No.
And basically, it was like a greengrocer's, and it was all about fruit. So he comes in with an apple, and it's on orange, and they said maybe you should have a blackberry. And every time he does that, he put another piece of fruit on the counter, and he like kicked the what was it? He kicked the apple across the room and said he was rebooting it.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, Justin, you still there?
yeah.
Hey, you saw what I went and bought?
Oh, for fuck's sake! I thought you were gonna stop eating those
Hey,
honey
I went to,
buns.
no, that is actual Boston cream donuts from the bakery. They got a bakery. I went and paid a bill at. They got a bakery that closes early, and they sell what they call a calash. It's like it's a pastry made out almost like a crescent roll though, and they stuff it with either sausage or boudin or something like that. So those are so good. That could be my last meal. So I ran in there and grabbed some of those while they were open. And I looked down and saw the Boston cream and said, "Oh, I gotta get two."
When you say like the crescent roll, is it like because it's like a crescent moon shape, and
Well, no,
it's like
it's the
it's
flakiness
rolled,
of it.
rolled and really flaky and buttery,
Yeah,
something
it's
that
buttery and flaky, but it doesn't have the crescent shape.
yeah, so something like we would call a croissant.
I think he just lost his audio.
Yeah, I think you did.
Who?
You were talking, then you cut out halfway
Yeah,
through.
that last part cut out.
Oh, we would call it a croissant. It's a French pastry.
Yeah, it's basically the same kind of pastry. It's not as flaky, but it's buttery and it's about the same consistency. And they just roll it around and bake it in there. And I
Yeah.
mean, this thing is like, I mean, it is so good. I bought three of them. I ate one at lunchtime, and I'm gonna probably eat another one in the morning. So it gave me for $10. I got three meals. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I like them with like an almond marzipan paste in them. They're nice.
Yeah, I like them when I could put stuff in like that. But I like the way they do them because, like I said, they make them more like a breakfast thing, and it's
Oh yeah,
because they
yeah.
stuff it with sausage. You ought to see the biscuits they got there. I'm not talking the cookie biscuits. I'm talking about the biscuits they make. Those suckers are like look like a bun. That's how big they are.
I mean, yeah, croissants are eaten by the French as breakfast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That place closes at noon. They open from like 7 to noon, and 3 days a week they open from 7 to 1. Now the bad part
Yeah.
about it, they're only about 3 miles from where that property's at. That's the bad part. So we could have a problem there.
Come to think of it, your New Orleans is a big French influence there, isn't there? Anyway.
Yeah, big Spanish and French. Actually, Spanish, French, Italian. You got all three of them. You have more of the French culture though when you go to like Lafayette. That's the Cajun French culture, where it went back to Louisiana style.
Yeah, Lafayette is a French word, so yeah, that's understandable.
Right. And boy, I tell you what, you ever go through Lafayette, Louisiana, just stop and eat anywhere.
Hmm.
I mean, I think probably the McDonald's will even taste different. We used to have a patient that when I was on the out of town truck, when we have to transport them like in different places. And we had a run that went to Lafayette twice a week. And we take off to the Lafayette trip and we got paid all kind of per diem on the route because we got paid to eat. We could stop and eat and they pay for it. And we all we do was look up the local restaurants. We wouldn't go any place but a local restaurant. Pull in there, eat, and well, I tell you what, you want to go to sleep on the way back. I mean, it was that good. And it wasn't that it was a lot of food, it was just so good that you eat it and then you start you want to put you to sleep.
Yeah.
But they used to ask us, how can you make that trip to Lafayette and back an hour faster than everybody else, sometimes an hour and a half faster than everybody else? I said, because we don't stop and goof around like everybody else. That's what they used to tell them. But we used to stop and goof around. And we was just faster than everybody else. I remember times coming back on a Friday night, calling my wife and saying, you want crawfish? And she said, where are you gonna get them from? I said, I'm gonna run across the lake, across the river and get them. She goes, where you at? I said, I'm coming from Lafayette. She goes, that's the wrong side of the river. I said, don't worry about that. We get it. So I'd cut back and cut across the river, run the other side of the river back because it all runs parallel. Stop there and jump back over the river. And then I'd swing up by her, pull up there. I'd tell her, listen for the ambulance. And I'd hit the siren. And she'd run outside, grab the crawfish, and then we'd run in. And one day we pulled in and we were cleaning the unit. And one of the supervisors said, did y'all eat crawfish in the unit? It smells like crawfish. I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like that, right? So I don't know what you're talking about. And they kind of, because we knew we were coming from out of town. And they said, well, you were like in Lafayette. You didn't get any crawfish? I said, no, we ate at a restaurant. And it's looking around, you could smell the crawfish that were in there after the scent was still there. And so it was about 2 weeks later, they were cheap, and we were getting some. I had to get a sack of live crawfish. So I told the guy, I said, bag them up good because I can't have crawfish juice all over the place, the water and all of this. So I got them on a stretcher, and we stop and grab it, and I handed the bag, and she takes the bag and goes inside with it. We get to the unit, to the unit, open the unit. I pull the stretcher out. As I pull the stretcher, they got one crawfish on the stretcher, live crawfish. And she's the same supervisor. Jan looks over there, and he's sitting there with both his paws up in the air looking at him. And she looked at me and she said, I know that's supposed to be a joke from last time. She goes, because I know you didn't have a sack of crawfish in the unit. I said, yeah, we stopped alongside the road, found one. We saw a couple of them on the side of the road, so we stopped and got one. I threw one in the back of the unit to do this, to joke with y'all. And she looked over and she said, well, then why is the stretcher kind of damp? I said, well, he was wet, you know? She goes, you're lucky I love you. She goes, because I know y'all stopped somewhere and got a sack of crawfish somewhere.
How big are they?
Oh, it was the one that was about a 4-inch long crawfish.
Prawn
Yeah,
size.
the sacks are usually about 40 pounds.
So maybe about the size of a langoustine.
Yeah, or king prawn, which is very similar to a
Yeah.
langoustine.
And somehow that one got out the sack and was on. I didn't see him get out the sack. He was probably laying between a crease on the stretcher. But that sucker, as soon as I pulled that stretcher, that sucker looking at everybody with his claws up in there. I said, oh, God. Here we go.
That reminds me, I've got a bag of red prawns in the freezer.
Oh, great.
Al, the guy I worked with, Al, he looked at me one day and he said, I don't know how we still have our job. I said, yeah, I don't know either. Stuff we usually do. At a time, Charity Hospital, I had to go 86 miles to drop a patient off. And the patient had a bleed. And it was a lung bleed. And we had to get her there and we were suctioning the whole way. And I was driving, I had another paramedic in the back. And Billy was one of the supervisors. He was taking the code, he was taking it. And I looked over at Billy and I said, how bad is the bleed? He said, yeah, I'm suctioning. I'm up here. We got a problem. I said, hold on a minute. I got on. I said, I need medical control. And I explained to him what was happening. They couldn't fly her up there. They had to get her there for a lung transplant. And she was elderly. That was another problem. And I said, it was Mardi Gras Day. That was another problem. So we're going to have traffic. And I said, I need permission. I said, we're going to be going I-10 all the way up. I said, I need permission to go code 3. And the doctor went through and read everything back to me. He said, you got permission, go code 3. So lights and sirens all the way from New Orleans to Baton Rouge, 86 miles. I went from ramp to ramp in 27 minutes.
Okay.
Wow.
Ramp to ramp, 27 minutes. We were pulling in Our Lady of Lake Hospital. I had that unit wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I think the fastest ambulances that they had here were the ones that were based on the Ford Transit and had the 3-litre V6 injection or 2.8 injection Capri engine. They were pretty rapid.
Mm.
But I guess that most of yours are V8 engines anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. I don't know what they're done.
Ours are a mixture now. They're either Peugeot or Citroen or Renault or Ford or Mercedes. Just depends on which area you're in as to what they've bought. And you can still get a mixture in each area. I'm just going to have to disappear in a minute. Kate's calling.
What's up, Jody?
Hey, Dominic, it's back.
Yeah,
Great
it was
movie.
funny.
Great movie.
His son, Justin wants to wave at y'all.
Hello. Good evening.
See the boss man's home. How's it going?
So Justin, you're going on,
Do what?
are you going live tonight or?
After probably around 10 o'clock, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his teeth still hurt him. He said, I'm
Oh.
just ignoring it. I gotta go to work. Yeah, he was having a bad day because his girlfriend, that is not his girlfriend, that doesn't know whether she's his girlfriend or not.
And
Signed the
Jordan.
papers, signed the papers on our new house today and was moving in today to the new house. And let him know that I signed the papers. I told him, I said, I'm telling you what's getting ready to happen. I said, she got that worm in her ear, the mom. That's the problem. Because when he went over there a few weeks ago and he stayed over there for 3 days with her, the mom was out of town. And the mom does not know he was there. So I said, she's going to have her own house. She's going to have her own rules. I said, within a week, you're going to hear from her and she's going to say she wants to try to work it out again. Watch. But she needs to get the mom out of here.
I thought he was moving into his own flat
So
soon.
in July, he's moving into his own. And I asked him about what are you going to do about that? Mid-July, he's already signed a year's lease with him. And he says, I'm moving in. I'm moving into mine. If we get back together, I'm gonna let her know. I'll come stay by you or you come stay by me. I'm not moving in with you until we work this out and we know everything's gonna work.
Mm.
So at least he's using his head.
Tell him he's got plenty of options. There's plenty of badge bunnies out there.
Oh, he has them every day. The one he arrested the other day. She said, what happens if I flirt with you? Will you let me go? He goes, what you need to do is shut the F up. That's what he said to her. Because you're going to jail. I
Yeah.
saw the body cam when she said that. And he said, you
That
need
could
to
be
shut the
arrest
F
some
up. I'm
hotties.
not talking to you anymore. You need to go. You're going to jail.
That could be
Yeah,
trying to bribe a police officer, couldn't it?
Yeah, she was threatening him and everything. She said, my dad's gonna hear about this and he could kick your butt and all of it. And he said he was just waiting for her to say that my dad could take your job because that's a different level. That is a felony offense in the state of Louisiana. Just by saying it.
Huh.
And he said she did not say it. If she would have said it, I'd have charged her with it.
Well, he had his body cam on, right?
Yeah, his body cam's on. I told you, he had a they were in a separate room. He said, can I have a separate room for her at the hospital?
what's up, Joe?
And they put her in they put him in a separate room and she started mouthing off to him again. And he told her, I'm telling you, you need to be quiet right now. Well, my handcuffs hurt and you got them in the back. He said, I have them in the back because you're acting a fool. And if you calm down, I'll put them in the front, like this and make you more comfortable. But you need to shut your mouth. The doctor walks in and says, can you be quiet, please, a little bit? Like this. He turned around with the body cam and told the doctor, you do your job and I'll do my job. Get the hell out of here. Like the doctor just kind of backed up and walked out. And then about 20 minutes later, one of the other officers that was there came over and said, I'll take over for a while. Go take a break. He said, I have never heard. And he told him on the body cam after I heard him on the body cam with him. He said, I have never heard you that mad like that. He said, I know she was getting to you. Go take a break, He said, no, I'm cool. I'll take a break. He said, he went in there and the first thing on the body cam was, I'm not him. So don't you even ever talk to me. I don't want to hear from you. So you just sit there and shut up. That's how he went in with it. Because she had driven somewhere and her car looked like it had been in a bumper car derby. They had airbags deployed and everything. She thought, I didn't drive it. So she went to jail. He said he was telling her, you don't realize how many people you could have killed, how many kids you could have rolled over and everything. He went off on her. He said that's the first time it hit him hard enough when he saw the car to realize that she was what she did, He said, I guess I'm gonna be like that with them all now. Because he would rather if nothing was wrong with the car and it looked like that nothing really happened, he would rather tell them, give me the keys, get somebody to come get the car, get a ride home, and write a summons instead of bringing him to jail. But now he said, all I got to do is say a word and I'm gonna bring him to jail. You love it here right now, Dominic. We're getting lightning, thunder, heavy
Oh,
rain.
right. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna probably get about 2 inches of rain.
Well, it says it's not gonna rain and it's gonna be sunny again tomorrow morning, but it's getting cold.
Oh.
It's-
No good.
It's about 12 degrees now and it's gonna drop down to about 9 degrees later.
Watch yourself. Okay.
Thank you, Chief. Okay.
I'm jumping off. I'm gonna go eat dinner and stuff and
Okay.
all that good stuff. I'll catch
Okay.
y'all over at Matt's later.
Hey, Joel, get you. Oh, that's my foot.
Uh-oh.
Well,
Dog-
guys, I might just call it.
Yeah,
dog
why
got-
not?
Down off the
because
set.
I'm gonna go catch a ship, so.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go, Joe, you eat your dinny.
Don't, I'm gonna say,
That's what that's what it
don't,
looks
don't
like,
call
Mark.
it until we see what Joe's eating.
Okay. All right, Joe, we're gonna sign off, buddy.
That's stuff with Cajun boudin.
There you go.
Oh,
Hey,
looks
get you-
delicious.
We'll see you
Okay.
later.